Check me. Yeah. Welcome to another conversation with Drew. This is a terrific Tuesday, and it's such an honor, such a privilege to share this gift with you guys. It's beyond a blessing, to be able to share this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that I've gained through these experiences that's causing me to become the best version of myself. And, my hope, my prayer is that, what I share with you guys allow you or help you or assist you in becoming the best version of yourself. Man, y'all about to get this work today. I titled this one, Think on This. It's so powerful, when you begin to understand, the power of your thoughts, the power of your thinking, your attitude. We've always heard growing up, your attitude defines your altitude, how high you go in life and the life that you are able to experience. Great morning, Queen. The life that you're able to experience when you finally understand, that your thinking, how you think, truly controls your life. It truly controls the circumstances and the situations that you experience on a daily basis. Some things are uncontrollable, but the things that you are able to control, great morning, Queen, the things that you're able to control, it happens through your thinking. And it was so amazing as I was talking yesterday to my Uncle Paul, when he was breaking down his laws of peace. And, I growing up in the circumstances that I grew up in, you didn't necessarily know what peace was. You just accepted the things and the situation that that you were in as what they were. But the reality of it is that, we're so powerful in what we do. We're so powerful in these beings that we are, that we can actually, live in peace, on this earth, truly live in peace on this earth. And so I was talking to my Uncle Paul, when he was explaining these things to me. He gave me these laws that were so powerful. He said, Drew, whatever things are true, he said, whatever things are noble, or whatever things are honest, he said, whatever things are just, whatever things are lovely, he said, whatever things are of good report, right? Whatever things are pure, he said, if there be anything of virtue, meaning of excellence, if there be anything that is praiseworthy, let me say that, praiseworthy meaning that if there's something that's worth talking about, if it's worthy of having praise being talked about, he said, meditate on these things. And when I'm listening to it, I'm like, man, it's so powerful when you understand these laws, when you understand how you truly have peace in the midst of your storm, how you have peace on a daily basis. He said, whatever things are true. So let me help you to understand this, right? Is that if you're going through a situation that's causing you to think negatively about you, if you're going through a situation that's causing you to have negative thoughts about yourself, that's causing you to doubt yourself, that's causing you to question yourself, those things aren't true. So he's saying that you can't think on those things. You have to stay with your mind thinking on the very things that are true. So that means that if you just went through a divorce, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That doesn't mean that you were still not a great husband or a great wife. That means that you just experienced something that wasn't meant to be everlasting. So therefore, you must continue to think on the things that are true. What is true? I'm still a great husband. I'm still a great wife. Period, point blank. There is no questioning after that. He said, whatever things are noble, whatever things are honest. So if you've experienced some things in your life that was noble, that was honest, even though you may have just lied, even though you may have just failed at something or something didn't work out, he's saying, think on that noble thing. I don't care if it was 10 years ago. I don't care if it was 15 years ago since you experienced something that was noble. Think on that. Whatever things that are just. There are things that are in life that are just, that are right. And he said, don't think on the wrong things that you've experienced in life. Don't think on the wrong things that you've done in life. Think on the things that are just. Whatever things that are pure. We have to understand that we did not come from destruction. We did not come from sin. We came from what is pure. So in order for you to think on the things that are pure, you must begin to read the things that are pure. Listen, these are laws. This is how he said how the God of peace will be with you. He said, think on the things that are just. Think on the things that are lovely. Okay, well, I just went through a bad relationship. But not a bad relationship. I went through a bad breakup, right? So my heart is broken. This is a personal story, true story, right? So in order for me to have peace in my life right now, I am to think on the great times that was in that relation. Now I got an option. I got an option to think on the things that will be destructive. I got an option to think on the things that will be negative. I got an option to think on the things that won't be pure or the things that won't be lovely. But I can think on the great times that I had in that relationship. I can take those great things and then move on in my life to another relationship or the relationship that God has for me. But I have two options. I can think on the things that are not lovely. I can think on the things that are lovely. This is what you have to do in your life. This is what you have to understand. He said, if anything, he said, if it be of virtue, if it be of excellence, he said, if it be of praiseworthy. Well, Drew, you did do some great things in this past relationship. You did go through some great experiences. That's worthy of talking about. That's worthy of praise. Think on these things. He said, and then this is the kicker, right? This is the kicker, right? This is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. Not Andrew Clayborn. I can't do it for you. This is what you have to do. He said, the things that you've heard, the things that you've learned, the things that you received, he said, do. He said, and the God of peace will be with you. So this is saying to you, kings and queens, this is what you have to understand, man. I come to you with this truth because I need us to understand the power of us. These things that we go through, right, in life, they're temporary, they're seasonal. So they come in your life just for a moment, right? It's just like we don't live in rain every single day, 24/7. We don't live in sunlight 24/7. We don't live in snow 24/7. We don't live in autumn or fall 24/7. We don't live in summer like we would want to 24/7. So what you have to understand is that these things that we are experiencing are seasonal. How you make it out of the dark place, or how you make it out of the pit, or how you make it out of the struggle, or how you make it out of the broken heart, or how you make it out of the financial crisis, or how you make it out of the relational crisis, how you make it out of this is whatever things that are true. What's true about you? You're a great individual. You have great qualities. You have great characteristics. Think on those things. Whatever things are noble, whatever things are honest. Yes, you made mistakes in your past. Yes, you didn't pass that test. Yes, you failed at a relationship. Yes, you failed at parenting at one moment of life. But the reality of it is you're a great father. You're a great person. You're a great individual. Think on that, because that's noble. That's honest about you. He said, whatever things that are just, whatever things that are pure, whatever things that are lovely, whatever things that are of good report. Okay, well, I'm going through a situation where I'm trying to learn how to lose weight. I've been obese for X amount of years. I'm trying to lose weight. Okay, well, think on the things that are true. The things that's true about you, that's of good report, is that you are able and you have an opportunity to lose weight. You were created to be healthy. You were created to be in shape. Think on those things. Why? Because you will not have peace if you don't. That's the reality of it. I'm not making this up. I had to experience it for my own self, right? When I was going through my transformation from being obese for 20 plus years to wanting and desiring to be in shape, this was my thought process, kings and queens. Let me help you out, right? This was my thought process. My thought process was, I just want to be able to practice the lifestyle of health and wellness for 1 year. And my belief was, if I can do it for one consistent year, then my life has to change. Now, mind you, right? This is faith. Faith is believing in something you cannot see and speaking it into it come into existence, right? So I've never been in shape. At that moment, I have never been in shape. I didn't know what a six-pack looked like. I didn't know what pecs looked like. You know what I mean? I didn't know what lats and triceps and biceps look like. You understand me? But my belief was that I'm supposed to be in shape. Why? Because if I'm not in shape, then I can be diagnosed with diabetes. If I'm not in shape, then I can be diagnosed with high blood pressure. If I'm not in shape, then there can be all of these different type of ailments that happen to me, right? So automatically, I knew that that was a lie. I knew that I wasn't meant to walk around diabetic. I knew that I wasn't meant to walk around with heart disease. I knew that I wasn't meant to walk around with high blood pressure. Neither are you. So what I'm saying to you today, kings and queens, is the truth is that you're supposed to be in shape. So all the thoughts that you've entertained over your life to say that I'm not supposed to be in shape, that I cannot be in shape, that this is my lot in life, I'm gonna be obese, it's a lie. It's a lie. So whatever things are true, the truth is you're supposed to be in shape. Think on those things. Because what you have to understand is that what I'm sharing with you is not emotions. What I'm sharing with you is law. The law is whatever you think about, you bring about. So if you're listening to an Earl Nightingale, or you're listening to a Les Brown, if you're listening to these individuals in personal development, they'll tell you that whatever you think about, you bring about. Well, when I was talking to my cousin King Solomon, he said, as a man think in his heart, so is he. So regardless of how you want to take it, these are laws. So if you're desiring something better in life in the midst of where you are right now, what you have to do is you have to understand that your thinking is the problem. Not your situation, not your circumstance. Why? Because that moment is temporary. You have to understand the ability of your thinking, the power, the authority of your thinking. Your thinking is controlling and dictating your attitude. What did I say earlier? Your attitude defines your altitude. This is what you have to understand, that your thinking, it was designed to think positively. It was designed to think with encouragement. It was designed to think with authority. It's just that we've been away from the Creator for so long, we've accepted the thought process of the world. And so that's why we struggle in these moments, in these situations. I was listening to Joel Osteen yesterday, man, and I really appreciate Joel Osteen, because for many years I heard that he was this prosperity teacher, right? And after listening to him for the last few months, what I recognize what Joel Osteen is doing is you have two options. And you can think negatively or you can think positively. Either way, it's your choice, right? And so what I understand that Joel Osteen is doing is he's helping you to focus on the positive. He's helping you to focus on the abundance, the prosperity. So if you call him a prosperity teacher, that's what you call him. But what he's doing is he's helping you with the option that's going to benefit you. See, a lot of people, they're so attached to their emotions and religion that they want to hear about the destructive part of the Bible. They want to hear about the destructive part of the history because they wrap themselves up in that destruction, and they think that that's what life is. Because you come from a negative background, you come from negative circumstances, you come from negative situations, and so you've accepted that that's what life is, and a miracle has to happen in order for you to find your happiness. And then another miracle has to happen, and then another miracle has to happen, and then another miracle has to happen. And when you look through any history, nobody lived a life full of miracles. Get that out your mind. So I understand what Joe is trying to do. Joe is trying to help us to focus on the positive aspect. Why? Because faith is at the origin of everything successful in life. So therefore, if you operate in doubt, if you operate in fear, if you operate in worry, if you operate in anxiety or being anxious, then that's what you're going to get. And you'll never have anything positive in life. And so listening to him yesterday, he said something that was so powerful. And I've heard him say it numerous of times, but it didn't resonate until yesterday. He said, understand that the things that are happening are not happening to you, they're happening for you. And that's what you have to understand, that everything that you're going through right now in this season, great or bad, you have to understand that it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. See, when you take the perception of something and you say that it's happening to you, you become a victim. So that means that you can never be the victor. You will only be the victim because you believe that this situation is happening to you. It's happening for you. It's causing you to become greater. It's causing you to become the best version of yourself. But the reality of it is still the law still exists. As you believe, so shall it be done unto you. All things are possible to him who believe. As a man think in his heart, so is he. What you think about, you bring about. So this is why my Uncle Paul said, Drew, whatever things that are true, whatever things that are noble or honest, whatever things that are just, whatever things that are pure, whatever things that are lovely, whatever things that are of good report, if there be anything of virtue, of excellence, if there be anything praiseworthy, meditate or think on these things. That's it. Don't entertain negative thinking, because what it's doing is it's causing you to doubt your own ability. It's causing you to miss your potential. So this is the problem with the way that we think in the midst of our situations, in the midst of our struggles. We start doubting ourselves. Doubt is the biggest key to destroying you. See, this is what happens, right? It's so amazing when you really begin to understand this, right? Let's go back to the beginning of what we believe is time, right? And the garden. This is what was so powerful about doubt, right? The enemy did this to Eve. He got her to believe that she was less than what God said that she was, right? God said that you're created in my image and likeness, right? That means that you're just like me. You know what I mean? You're not me, but you're just like me, right? So the enemy got her to believe this, to doubt that. He said, man, see, if you eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, he said, you won't die. That's a lie. You won't die. He said, you'll become just like God. See, the problem was she was already like God. She was already made in the image and likeness of the creator of the universe. So when you understand what he did, he got her to doubt that truth. That's all that it's about. Listen, I ain't got to slap you in your face. I ain't got to punch you in your eye. I ain't got to bust your lip, right? I ain't got to try to break your bones. I ain't got to try to break. I don't have to try to break anything physical on you. All I have to do is break your will. If I can break the way that you believe about you, I've won. You can be the greatest person on earth, but if I can get you to believe that you are the worst person on earth, I won. That is the fight. That's why I said fight the good fight of what? Faith. Because all I have to do is take away the truth about you and you'll never become who you're supposed to be. You'll never become who you're supposed to be. That is the key. That's the kicker. That's why you have to think on things that are true. That's why you have to think on things that are noble. That's why you have to think on things that are just and pure and lovely of good report. Why? Because those are the things that help you reach your potential. Those are the things that help you to maximize your potential, to become the greatest version of you. So if I can get you to believe that you are not a husband because you just went through this bad breakup or you went through this divorce, if I can get you to believe that you'll always be obese, you will never reach the potential of being in shape. If I can get you to believe that poverty is your lot in life, you will never reach the wealth that you were created to have. It says, I, God, give you the power to produce wealth. That's what I'm saying. You have to know the things that are being said about you. If you never know the things that have been said about you in order for you to be great, if you never know these things, you will always be whatever somebody else says about you. So if they say you ugly, you can be the most beautiful person on the earth. Listen, it's so crazy, right? In my own experience, I've experienced some absolutely gorgeous, beautiful people, right? That did not even know that they were beautiful. I've experienced some people who somebody would look at and they'd be like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Like, wow. You know, like you are not the most attractive person, but they had the most confidence. They had the highest self-esteem. They knew exactly who they were. And so when you understand that, you recognize that it had nothing to do with the physical appearance. It had everything to do with their thinking. That's it. That is it. You are not maximizing your potential because you're not thinking on things that are true about you. You're not thinking on things that are noble and honest about you. You are not thinking on things that are pure and just about you. You are not thinking on things that are lovely and are of good report about you. Why? Because you're not reading. Oh, I know I offended some people right there. You're not reading. You're not reading information that's speaking to you. You're not reading the truth about you. That's the problem. Because when you go around people who are thinking negatively, who've accepted the conversation of the world, you know what they're doing? They're literally programming you unconsciously about you. And it's a lie. So when you then go home and you flip through the channels and you find some negative TV programs, then it begins to speak negatively about you. So then when you go and get into the car and you turn on some music for entertainment to feel good, and it's negative music, it's speaking negatively about you. So you're taking all of these negative thoughts, right? So then when you need some positive thoughts in your negative situation, you have nothing there to pull on. People ask me, Drew, why you read so much? Why are you always purchasing books instead of purchasing movies? Because I understand that I have to have the truth about Andrew Clayborn. The truth about Andrew Clayborn is that I'm a son of the king. The truth about Andrew Clayborn, if I'm a son, then I'm an heir. The truth about Andrew Clayborn, that I was made in the image of the likeness of the creator of the universe. The truth about Andrew Clayborn is that I have dominion. That means a power. That means authority. That means rule. That means leadership. That means governorship. The truth about Andrew Clayborn is that I was given the same title as the creator, Abba, which is father, which is source and sustainer. The truth about Andrew Clayborn is that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtain favor from the Lord. The truth about Andrew Clayborn is I have the power to produce wealth through ideas. That's the truth about me. So when I understand that, it doesn't matter where I am right now. What matters is that I'm going. I have the potential to be able to be the greatest human being that the earth has ever seen in my mind. So if I ever fall short, I'll be the second greatest human being. Y'all dig what I'm saying? So this is why I was able to overcome obesity. This is why I was able to overcome childhood thoughts of suicide. This is why I was able to overcome growing up fatherless. This is why I was able to overcome poverty. Why? Because I literally reprogrammed my thinking on the truth, on what is noble, what is honest, on what is just, on what is pure, on what is lovely, on what is of good report. That's why. So the only thing that you're lacking right now is information. Listen, the thing is this, right? I was thinking about this earlier. I'm gonna hit these kids with this information tomorrow, right? Listen to the word information, meaning that the inside needs to be information. The only way that the inside can be information is through information. That's it. You need the info about you, the truth about you, in order to be the greatest version of you. Listen to it again. Information. How do you get the inside, the true you, the spiritual you, the spirit that is you? How do you get that information? Is by information. Info, knowledge. That's it. If you do not know what the creator of the universe says about you, then you have accepted what any and everybody else says about you. So it can be an absolute lie. And you've accepted it. Therefore, if you're going through good or bad things in life, you're still living a lie. Because the reality of it is that you don't know the fullness of your potential. You were created to leave a legacy in life. You were created to be great. You were created to be successful. You were created to fulfill a purpose. You were created to be somebody who changed the complexity of your family history forever. But if you never know that, you will only do what you know. Because again, the law is, as a man think in his heart about himself, what you believe about you, that is who you are. People who are operating right now in poverty, who are homeless, they believe that that's their lot in life. It has nothing to do with the fact that they don't have family. It has nothing to do with the fact that they have convictions, criminal convictions. It has nothing to do with the fact, it has nothing to do with the fact that they may have lost a job. It has nothing to do. They have accepted in their mind that this is their lot in life. That's it. So when you understand that the only thing that you are missing to help you in your current circumstance, in your situation, and it doesn't matter the age, is information. You don't know what the creator of the universe has said about you. And it's not just found in a basic instruction before leaving earth, which is the Bible. It's not just found in that. It's found in other literature, other material. But the problem is that you're not reading any of it. You think that if I get up and I go and I live this daily life, get this experience, then I'm good. If I just happen to watch a TV program, or if I just happen to listen to something, then I'm good. The reality of it is that the information that's in these books is what you're lacking. That's it. So you don't know how to think on things that are true about you. You don't know how to think on things that are noble and honest about you. You don't know how to think on things that are just and pure about you. You don't know how to think on things that are lovely and of good report about you. So therefore, if you're not learning anything, if you're not receiving anything, and you haven't heard anything, that means that it is hard for you to have the God of peace with you. Period. Period. Why you think I get on here every day? I don't get on here every day for likes and hearts to go across my screen. I don't get on here every day for people to comment on here. I get on here every single day because I understand the power of information. And if somebody can just pick up one jewel, one piece, and it can change their life forever. Because people need to know what the creator of the universe is saying about them. That's why I go get the information for you and then come and distribute it to you, because I understand the power of it. So when you begin to understand that, kings and queens, you'll go on a search for truth. That which you're seeking is seeking you. You're just not seeking anything. That's it. But when you understand that this is a principle, this is a law, listen, it's a law. In order to get the inside information, right? All y'all women who was bobbing out here to that Formation by Beyonce, you know what I mean? I'm really gonna help you get into formation. Why? Because the inside is what needs to be worked on. I don't need you to have on some red bottoms. I don't need you to have on a designer dress. I don't need you to have your hair done up. I don't need you to have your eyebrows and your eyelashes on fleek. I don't need that. In order for you to become the greatest version of you, you have to get the inside information. And the only way that you can get the inside, which is the true you, the spirit that you are, information, is by information, by knowledge. The greatest people in the earth that's ever existed in the earth, they were knowledgeable. That's the only way, kings and queens, that you can get into formation inside, is through information. That word is not that just because, it is the truth. So again, in order for you to think on things that are true, in order for you to think on things that are noble and honest, in order for you to think on things that are pure, in order for you to think on things that are just, that are lovely, that are of good report, in order for you to think on those things, you have to have information. That's it. That's it. If you want to become the greatest version of you, you'll become a reader. Leaders are readers. You're not a follower. Everybody was created to be a leader. Nobody was created to be a follower. Well, Drew, if everybody is leaders, then who are going to be the followers? See, you just missed it, right? Because you're not leading people. You're leading in your area of gifting. You're not leading people. See, Michael Jackson was the king of pop. He was leading in his area of gifting, right? And so that's why we're able to still talk about him. We're still able to celebrate him. We still play his music in rotation. Why? Because what he left us was his purpose, was his gift. He was a leader in the area of pop music. He wasn't leading people literally. He was leading in his area of gifting. Even Christ was leading in his area of gifting. He was teaching his students to become the greatest versions of themselves so that they can lead in their area of gifting. You have the same ability inside you. You were created with it. It's not something that you have to go and get. You have to cultivate it, but it's not something that you have to go get. But the only way that you can think on these things here is through information. That's it. Once I learned that, once I understood that it was a principle, I was just like you. I did not want to read. I did not like to read. I despise reading. But once I began to see, this is what made me, hold on, let me give y'all this story, right? This is what made me start reading, right? When I couldn't hold a conversation without saying motherfucker, man, shit, man, big man, they motherfucker, man. When I could not have a conversation without using profanity, it pissed me off. Pissed me off. And the crazy thing about it, right? This is what I need people to understand. The crazy thing about it, right, is that we can walk into a job setting and never cuss. And never cuss. And then we'll leave that same job setting and get around our peers and everything is mother, she, big mother, she. Like what? Literally. That's how programmed that we are. But when I could not have a single conversation without using profanity, I knew it was time to do something different. And I became a reader. I felt so dumb. Literally, I felt so freaking dumb that I could not articulate myself. I could not convey my message without using profanity. That's what changed my mentality to become a reader. But then when I found out that it was a law, that what I literally thought about me, I become, regardless if I got the potential to be great, if I thought that I was average, I would live out an average life. So when I understood that it was a law, and the more information I had about being great, the more information about being prosperous, the more information that I had about being successful, the more information I had about me, man, I began to download books like crazy. I'm building a library in my home because I understand the power and the law of what you believe. So when you understand that, kings and queens, you'll recognize that it's hard for you. I know it is. Listen, I know it is. It's hard as heck to go through a breakup. It's hard as heck to be let down. It's hard as heck to be abandoned. It's hard as heck to be broke. It's hard as heck out here. I know it. So, Drew, how the heck do I stop thinking like that? Information. Because information allows you to know that you don't have to think on the negative things. Because if you think on the negative things, you will keep reproducing it. You are a creator. The Creator created you to be creative. Get this. So whatever you are thinking and are speaking, you are creating. Period. I got to say this too. This ain't got nothing to do with this, but I got to say this. When you speak to your child, or you speak to somebody else's child, stop saying that that child is bad. I had to say this. This ain't got nothing to do with this, but I've heard this so many times, and you don't understand that you are programming that child to grow up and do bad things. You are. You're programming him because all he gonna have in his mind is that I'm bad, so therefore I'm gonna look for things in order for me to be bad. That's what they always said that I was. You are a creator. Get that. God already finished everything. That's why we have trees, because he's finished them. We don't have seeds, we have trees. They're finished because we needed oxygen. That's why we have animals for food. It's finished. That's why we have the earth. That's why we have everything in the earth. It's finished. So therefore, you're finished. You're finished. But this is what you have to understand. It's finished for you to be you. God doesn't have to do anything no more. You have to do what you were created to do. It's already in you. You're waiting for somebody to do something, and he's saying, no, I already created you to go do it. I've already finished it. You have to go do it, but you have to do it through your thinking first. Every action that we exhibit in the earth was preceded by a thought. That's why your thinking is so important. What it is that is about you, if you do not know it, you'll always be what everybody else has said about you. That's it. You'll always be what everybody else has said about you. If you do not know what the creator of this universe has said about you, then you will always be what everybody else says about you. If it's a failure, that's what you'll be. If it's a liar, that's what you'll be. If it's broke, that's what you'll be. If it's ugly, that's what you'll be. If it's downtrodden, that's what you'll be. If it's obese, that's what you'll be. If it's too black, if it's too white, that's what you'll be. That's it. But when you understand that you were made in the image and the likeness of the creator of everything, you will start seeing that you're a king, that you're a queen, that you have royalty in you, that you are a leader, that you are noble, that you are great, that you are successful. Drew, how am I successful if I'm broke? Because the potential of success is in you. The potential of being a king is in you. The potential of being great is in you. The potential of being wealthy is in you. The potential of being a great father is in you. The potential of being a great mother is in you. The potential of being a great spouse is in you. The potential is in you. You are not finished. Your purpose is finished, but you're not finished. Everything you're experiencing is seasonal to lead you to your greatness. But if you do not know what the creator of the universe said about you, then you will be exactly what the world says you are. And they can say that you are a 9-to-5 worker and all you are great enough to do is have a 401k when you retire at the age of 70, 75 years old. That's a lie. Retirement is not in the Bible. Period. When you are finished with life, you just go. That's retirement. He said, it is finished. Not I am finished. It is finished. The work that I was here to do is finished. But if you do not think on things that are pure, that are honest, that are just, that are noble, that are lovely, if you don't think on those things, you cannot have peace. Again, what you are experiencing is not happening to you. It is happening for you, so you can become the best version of yourself. Thank you, guys. That's my time, man. I bless you guys. I love you guys. But remember, it's not a look, it's a lifestyle, because we do this every day, not to impress people, but to leave an impression on the earth, man. I thank you guys so much, man. If you guys want to donate to this movement, email me at Andrew D. Clayborn, that's CLAYBORN @gmail.com, or you can inbox me for the instructions on how to be a part of what we're doing, because we want everybody to have a part in this. We want everybody to become leaders. We want everybody to have some type of influence on what is happening in this time right now. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Have a terrific Tuesday. Peace.